Hello, everyone. Thanks to the power of the internet, I got to talk with you all. And you know what? It's almost April, and for most people, it is April 1st. But to me, it feels like Christmas again. Because this morning I was awoken to and then got to watch everyone talk about it throughout the whole day, so now I get to do it. But we got hit with one of the world's biggest premium ban lists. God, is this overdue? But I want to talk about it. Because, oh my god, is it a new format for everyone playing it, and it's now a healthier format for those wanting to go into premium. So let's take a look. First off, this will be a theme running throughout this ban list, and you will all be happy that the Crest Maker is banned with the thing that enables it, meaning history collection strides. Except for Luard, who they touched V, which objectively he's kind of the better one, but still. Crest Luard doesn't really exist in premium, and he's pretty much better without it, but still the fact that they're taking action against Crest is phenomenal, meaning that standard, if they want to, can now incorporate more standard Crest if the innate thought process is the Crest will get banned. Next, Reverence Rush. Good riddance. For those of you who don't know it, when it's placed on rare from hand, you Soul Blast. Choose a grade 2 or greater card from your drop and put it at the top of your deck. Now, you might not think this is a big deal for those who don't play premium, but for those who do, this means that anything that is Keter Sanctuary, so like Fenrir, can now stack their deck with triggers, because heal triggers, because of V, are a grade 3. And there's a lot of other things, but that's just like the forefront of just one example of why Reverence Rush had to go, and we are now better for it. But you all thought that was it? No, my child, there is so much more. We see this all over the place that, for Dragon Empire, Shiranui's losing its crest. Messiah's losing its crest. Both, because this is for Dark States, both Chronojet and Harry are losing their crest. Though I shouldn't be happy because I love playing Harry, but that just means I can't History Collection Stride, which I never liked to begin with because I was a Nightmare Doll player, and I find History Collection a lot more boring than the downriding meta. But that is something for a different video. For right now, this is a massive W. Just the Crest are leaving, Parting Shade with Night Rose and Larvgulv is one of the greatest cards ever printed for the Stochea pile in premium. What does it say? When it's placed, if you're a grade 4 Soul Blast, grab whatever from your drop, add it to hand, as long as it's not in Larvgulv. Meaning, there was a lot of unhealthy repeating of cards like heal triggers and stuff, and the list goes on forever. And even like high people like Solemn Vanguard were like, yeah, this is an incredibly broken card. It was definitely something that had to be restricted in the deck. Like, the applications for it skyrocket. Gives a lot of defensive value, give a lot of offensive value, consistency, all in one card that says, hey, you can also discard it for a draw. Continuing on this list, though, goodbye Fenrir. There's no returning. Like, you could make an argument that was just Dreaming Dragon gone. But you know what? It's gone. No longer will people fear the longest games of Eternity where Fenrir decides not to die. Doubt it. The deck was pretty fun, but with these three gone, Galgia restricted to 1, there's no returning. I wish I could speak more on it, but how do you say you're killing a deck without you physically coming out and saying it? This is that. turn-wide guard restrict of Mizikaze gone, because I don't like it, because it's an incredibly easy thing, especially with Crest, to get the amount of grade 3s and soul needed for it, and then your opponent just can't call anything, basically, to Guardian, and that's for the whole turn, which is incredibly unhealthy. Sukamurakin, glad it's gone, because that just says, reduce your opponent's hand side, and with Cardfight, any card game actually in general, the hand size is sacred. Which is why hand disruption is an incredibly powerful thing. So whoever can get the most hand advantage easier is normally the one who wins. This one says, go down to 4. Dominates a thing, you're actually at 3 cards in hand. Which more or less wins you a game. Because it's like, I can't guard, and you've restricted all my pieces. Thanks. Cool. You do get them back at the end, but, like, the damage is already done. Going on. Poor No Life King. You're losing hope on Damp. That is one of the greatest guard restricts you ever had, and you will never have it again. I forgot Hard Leg came off at one point. Good thing that's gone too. DI is kind of in a really weird spot now. There's a lot of coping on the fact of what new Blagmire can do for the deck, but it's never going to be enough to win. Like, you can definitely still play the deck, but you've lost your win condition, basically. You thought you could just get away with other shenanigans in Mazer Gear? And I mean, this makes me happier, because now Steam Maidens are better than Chronojet Dragon. And that is something I enjoy thoroughly. This is also a misprint. Gridora is actually restricted to 1. Honestly, a lot of people are cheering for this. I never actually play Gridora. I play a lot against it. And I'm of the very rare opinion, I don't like this. I don't like that it's going to 1. This kept a lot of aggro in check. Doubted a lot of people did not enjoy playing against Gridora. But I always thought it a fun mental chess game against my opponent who is playing it. Many a time, I would lose, but sometimes I would win. And you know what? I always felt accomplished. I think restricting it to 2 was the best outcome. People wanted this banned. I don't think so. Keeping it at 1's good. However, there is still one more thing. Scroll down. Depending on where you fall in the Grand Blue section, this is a world's devastating hit. I can say, if you're playing that G-Guardian, you've already lost the game, because you could have just won without it. This doesn't affect you at all. Complain about it. Also, my saddest thing is, this is also misprinted. Katrina's down to 1. I think it just should have stayed at 2, especially because this now kills Musketeers entirely. Yeah, Katrina was really strong, but I think a lot of its power came from in Larvgolv, just getting that more defensive option. But now that that's gone, you're not really doing anything in Neo Nectar. So it's just entirely not worth playing right now, I would say, personally. Which is really weird. I want Katrina and Gridora back at 2, and a lot of people will have my head for that opinion. But there is now a lot more openness to the format that hasn't been seen before. There was a tier list posted by Sage, who's a really great player. Some of the predictions there, and I will agree with, is Crust Night Rose is going to go really good. V Night Rose, pretty great. Harry definitely fell off. Sharanui is okay. It's not as a dominant force now, but it's definitely still there. A lot of things can actually now come back. Like Hellhard 8. There's a lot of Nova Grappler. Highlander was untouched. There's a few other things I think should have gotten hit. Like, I think Gize should have been hit with a Xeroth Dragon. So you would have to run Ultima because then Ultima also has the restriction you can't run OT, which I think is a fair check and balance, because if you check an OT with Giza, you don't get the power unless they're on their big one, but you're most likely dead by then. You get to flip 2-0 off dragons for free, which is oof, owie, ow. I don't enjoy that. You should work a little harder for binding them. But yeah, outside of that, like, I could just adore, like, all of this. I know a lot of people were saying that Battle of Sagara should have gotten its hit for Worlds, because that mirror match is just boring. I, for one, say let it happen. Let them have their time in the spotlight. You should be playing dolls to counter them in Worlds, but I didn't get my Worlds invite because I'm sadly not good enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I failed you all. I'm sorry I failed Android. But, what can you do? I'll always have next year. And all of Buff Sagara's meta. Though, once again, that is a different video all in itself. But, for right now, what they did here shows they're still willing to appease the premium audience, which is good because we were stagnant for so long. We don't really get support because, yeah, Standard gives us cards, but there's a lot of stuff we already had that's better than that, so we're not playing the new stuff. But now this kind of incentivizes playing the new stuff unless it's incredibly broken, like Crest, and then we all want it banned. But now we're just in a healthier format. So if you want to actually get into it, like, now is a really good time to do that, because not only are we experimenting now what's going on, a lot of problem things are gone, so you can actually now have just genuine fun. But please, this is rambly, because I'm just excited. I want to do more with premium. I know I don't really show it off, but maybe now with this, more people will want to actually experience premium. Once again, though, main point, if you made it past my ramblings, thank you very much. And, I'll ramble in a different video, for sure.